Why he got ribbons on his... Never mind, bro. It is what it is. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to RICHLEV fam. Yay! Now today, bro, we got every athlete who died in front of their fans by the painful explainer. This literally popped up on my recommendations and I had to click on it, bro, because one of the people that were on the thumbnail looked like my king, LeBron, bro. So don't fucking play around. Don't play around with my goat, bro. Yes, I'm glazing. I don't care. But without further ado, man, shit'll grab your popcorn. Let's see.
The beating that changed baseball.
Baseball,
on August
dude?
16th, 1920.
No. This is something that like is a reason I don't play baseball that much and stuff. I'm dead ass scared of the ball, bro. Cause that ball's hard. Those balls are hard, and they throw right at your face sometimes, bro. Oh hell no. I would be wanting to scrap with someone over that. But that could literally hurt you. Like I'm pretty sure this story is gonna be about them getting hit in the right place in the head where it just knocks them out or something.
Fans packed New York's Polo Grounds to watch the Cleveland Indians face the Yankees. Chapman was Cleveland's star shortstop, known for his quick reflexes and exceptional fielding. The afternoon game moved at a typical pace until the 5th inning when Chapman stepped to the plate. Yankees pitcher Carl Mays threw with a distinctive submarine delivery, releasing the ball from an unusually low angle. The ball, dirty and scuffed from previous plays, was difficult to see against the late afternoon shadows. Chapman leaned in slightly, preparing for the pitch. The baseball struck his head with such force that the sound echoed through the stadium. Many spectators, including the umpire, thought it had hit Chapman's bat. For a moment, Mays fielded what he believed was a bunted ball and threw to first base. Chapman took several steps toward first base, then suddenly stopped. He dropped to his knees, a look of confusion crossing his face. Blood began to seep from his left ear. Players from both teams rushed to his side as he collapsed onto the dirt infield. Team doctors reached him within seconds. The crowd fell silent.
That's the thing. You're losing blood flow to your brain and shit, bro. That's hella dangerous. Like way more dangerous than like just bleeding from your arm, your leg, or whatever. Oh
Chapman
my
was helped to
god.
his feet, wobbling and disoriented.
They basically crack your head
open. He attempted
open.
to walk off the field with assistance, but couldn't maintain his balance. At New York's St. Lawrence Hospital, doctors discovered his skull was fractured.
Yeah,
the impact had driven bone fragments nearly an inch into his brain. Surgeons performed an emergency operation, removing a piece of his skull to relieve pressure. Chapman.
That's fucking insane, bro. Just having pieces of the baseball inside your... Yo, oh my gosh. I wonder how fast the pitch was. It has to be over 90, right? That's the thing you gotta realize, bro. I mean, especially when you get professional. But even like at a, teenager age or whatever, this still could throw the ball hella fast for this to happen to you, bro. That's the main reason I don't like playing baseball, bro. Like, I like the idea, you know what I'm saying? Hitting the balls or whatever. I like hitting balls, but yeah, bro. Getting a pitch right at your skull, even though I'm sure it wasn't on purpose, but still, just that possibility is scary.
Emergency operation, removing a piece of his skull to relieve pressure. Chapman never regained consciousness. At 4:40 a.m. the following morning, he was pronounced dead. The 29-year-old became the only player in Major League Baseball history to die from an injury sustained during the game. The tragedy changed baseball forever. The league soon banned the spitball and other pitches that doctored the ball.
What the hell
More
is a spitball?
importantly, umpires began regularly replacing dirty balls with clean ones, making them easier for batters to see.
I mean, everybody loves clean balls, so I don't know why they wouldn't do that in the first place, bro.
Practice that continues to this
I mean, a Major League Baseball game, like, why would you play with a dirty ball? That don't make no sense.
Goalkeeper blocker gone. On November 29, 2017, spectators filled the small gymnasium in Barras, Brazil, to watch a regional futsal match. Santos Sousa was the 38-year-old goalkeeper for Flamengo de Piripiri, a team competing in the local amateur league.
Okay.
The indoor arena was humid, the crowd energetic as the match entered its final minutes. The referee's whistle cut through the noise. A penalty had been awarded to the opposing team. Santos Sousa positioned himself between the goalposts, bouncing slightly on his toes. His teammates stood silent at midfield. The opposing striker approached the ball with measured steps. The shot came hard and fast, aimed at the center of the goal.
They hit his
Santos
nuts?
Sousa didn't dive. Instead, he stepped forward, making himself large,
and
blocked the ball with his chest. The impact was solid but unremarkable. The ball deflected harmlessly away. The crowd erupted in cheers. Santos Sousa raised his arms in celebration. His teammates rushed toward him, congratulating him.
It looks fine right here.
For a few seconds, everything appeared normal. Then, without warning, his expression changed.
Oh,
shit. A look of confusion crossed his face. He reached out to a teammate.
What if his heart got damaged?
His legs gave way. His body went limp as he collapsed to the court floor. The celebration instantly turned to panic. Players from both teams signaled frantically for medical help. A team doctor reached him within seconds and began CPR. The gymnasium fell silent.
Damn.
Children in the crowd were ushered outside as the medical team continued resuscitation efforts. For nearly 20 minutes, they fought to restart his heart. Paramedics arrived and took over.
Chat, you know what's so crazy about this is like things can happen at any second, bro. That's why you always gotta be grateful, you know what I'm saying? Thank God or whatever you believe in every day that she woke up and, you know, you're able to walk and watch videos and do everything you gotta do in life, because, bro, it could be taken away at any second. Like, just imagine, he would literally just cheering and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And obviously, we're gonna probably learn that the ball, you know, made a certain impact on his heart or something, but still, like, that's just so sudden. You just don't know, bro. Like, if your body wants to give out, it's gonna give out, and there's nothing you could do about it, and that's scary.
Applying a defibrillator. The electric shock.
This actually reminds me of one time, I probably told the story before, but you know what I'm saying? You used to play football in high school, of course. And bro, there was one time it was probably like the closest I felt to dying, bro. And it was, I think I got like the ball or something on a slant route and I caught it and then I got hit. No, was it a slant route? I don't remember what it was, bro. But basically I got hit like on my diaphragm. And you know, if anybody's been hitting your diaphragm, you know, like that literally makes it to where you can't breathe, right? So I got hit there. I'm like crumbling to the ground, right? Play still going. And one of my linemen, you know, linemen's a big boy. It's about 200-300 pounds worth, you know what I'm saying? Falls right on top of me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just squeeze the air on me. You know what I'm saying? And like, bro, I swear, I literally thought I was dying, bro. Like, I could not breathe. Like, I would try to breathe in, and I was like, you know when you breathe in, you're like, no, I was like, bro, I swear, bro, that was the scariest moment of my life. And it's just like, yo, that night was the scariest moment. And I still kept playing. I don't know how, but yeah, that was scary, bro. And it just, you know, shows you just gotta be grateful, man, that you're able to just be alive and shit, bro.
Caused his body to jolt, but his heart showed no response. Despite their desperate efforts, Santos Souza never regained consciousness. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Medical examiners later determined he had suffered sudden cardiac arrest.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Cardiac.
Cordis, a rare but fatal disruption of heart rhythm caused by a precise impact to the chest wall at a critical moment in the cardiac cycle. Lightning's sudden strike on the pitch.
You know what's crazy about that? Like, I always kind of wonder, because like, bro, I feel like so many soccer players, you know, use their chest to hit the ball and stuff. I wonder if you know, the development of your muscle has anything to do with like, you know, being able to take in a certain amount of impact, right? So like, if this guy was like hella skinny, like, does that mean the ball can impact you more than if somebody is like more muscly? Like, I consider myself like I have a pretty big chest and stuff. Like, will I be able to take in more impact before something like that would happen? You know, I feel like that sounds like common sense, but I don't know scientifically.
Lightning's sudden strike on the pitch. On October 10th, 2018,
oh my gosh, lightning
gathered over Banyumas, Indonesia, as two local teams competed on a municipal football.
That's why they cancel games when there's lightning and stuff, bro, because it's not safe at all. Especially if you have all the, you know, the bleachers and stuff, and obviously it conducts electricity.
A 35-year-old midfielder for FBI Banyumas moved across the pitch with the confident stride of a veteran player. The weather had been threatening all afternoon, with humid air and distant thunder, but officials allowed the match to continue.
Nah, they shouldn't have allowed it, bro.
Play, light rain began to fall.
Oh,
Players glanced upward, but the precipitation seemed manageable. Spectators opened umbrellas as they continued watching from the sidelines. No one recognized the danger as the storm intensified rapidly.
Jeez.
At precisely 4:17 p.m., a brilliant flash illuminated the entire pitch. The bolt struck without warning. Video footage later showed the lightning hitting just above the center of the field. Electrical current dispersed across the wet ground. Raharja, positioned
oh my gosh, literally everybody's in danger.
His body convulsed instantly and fell backward. For a moment, other players didn't realize what had happened, assuming he had slipped on the increasingly wet surface. Then someone shouted for help. Players from both teams rushed to his motionless form. Raharja lay perfectly still, his jersey smoking slightly from the intense heat. Medical staff reached him within seconds. His pulse was weak and erratic. Burns marked his chest and left shoulder where the current had entered his body. The rain intensified as paramedics performed CPR on the muddy field. An ambulance arrived 7 minutes later. Raharja was rushed to Banyumas Regional Hospital as teammates and spectators watched in stunned silence. Inside the emergency room, doctors found severe internal damage. The electrical current had caused severe disruption to his cardiac rhythm.
That's the thing about lightning strikes, bro. Like, we don't think, you know what I'm saying, that it's that powerful as it really is. But, dude, a human getting hit by a fucking lightning bolt that's coming out the sky, even if it's just a disperse of it, like, dude, that is catastrophic to our body. And yeah, like, you know, it could disrupt the heart beating pattern and just literally just give you huge burns and stuff. Like, there's just so much that could go wrong. Where it's like, I feel like lightning bolts are probably one of the most fatal things that we can, you know, in storms and shit, you know? Like, bro, wait, hold on. Let me search something up. Bro, I just randomly searched this up, right? I searched up, do people die more to lightning strikes than tornadoes? Because I was genuinely thinking that's the truth, right? And the AI overview says, yes, lightning strikes kill more people than tornadoes in the US annually, though tornadoes often receive more attention due to their destructive power. The annual number of lightning fatalities is higher because lightning can strike anywhere, while tornado deaths are geographically concentrated. That's what I'm saying. Like, I literally thought this in my head. I'm like, I feel like more people can die from lightning strikes because, dude, it's so unpredictable. Like, if you outside at the wrong moment, you could literally be cooked. You know what I'm saying? Whereas tornadoes, you can kind of see it coming, you can prepare for it. Obviously, you know, people have died from it, so I'm not saying that they don't, but like, I would be more just inherently scared of a lightning strike striking me down while I'm outside than, you know, seeing the tornado and giving me a chance to go and run and get away from it, you know? That's crazy though, Chad.
Despite aggressive resuscitation efforts, including repeated defibrillation and emergency medications, Raharja's heart could not be stabilized. The electrical burn pathway had created irreversible damage to his cardiac tissue.
Damn,
At
bro.
5:42 p.m., just 85 minutes after being struck, Raharja was pronounced dead. Meteorologists later confirmed the bolt had delivered approximately 300 million volts of electricity through his body, far more than any human.
300 million volts.
The platform dive gone wrong.
Yo, Chad, I just want to give you guys a perspective. You know what I'm saying? A typical US outlet is 120 volts, although 110 is an older term that's often used interchangeably. So, Chad, like, he got, how much volts was it? 300 million volts, bro. You know what I'm saying? Where there's 120 in a standard outlet, you know, the thing we plug ourselves in, and we already get scared of that. Things can happen very badly with that. So imagine 300 fucking million, bro. That's insane to think about. Like, there's no way the human body's handling that. Nobody's body.
Far more than any human could survive.
Facts, bro.
The platform
That's crazy.
dive gone wrong. On July 29th, 1983, the Commonwealth Pool in Edmonton, Canada was filled with spectators attending the World University Games. Chalibashvili, a 21-year-old Soviet diver, was considered one of the most promising talents in the sport. His specialty was the 10-meter platform, where he regularly executed dives of the highest difficulty with seemingly effortless precision. For his fourth dive of the competition, Chalibashvili prepared to attempt a reverse 3.5 somersault in the tuck position, one of the most challenging dives.
Bro, I give hella credit to people that do these diving shits and they do like 3-4 flips in a row before they hit the water, and they can, you know, get themselves to still dive and stuff, bro. That shit's so scary just even looking at it.
Dives in the sport. He stood at the edge of the platform, concentrating intensely. The crowd fell silent as he began his approach. His takeoff from the platform appeared normal. He gained appropriate height and initiated his rotation. But something went wrong in midair. Chalibashvili's body opened up slightly too early from the tight tuck position. This critical error threw off his rotation speed. As he descended toward the water, it became clear he wouldn't complete the required rotation.
Bro, that's the thing about doing stuff like this, is that it's literally like any little movement can throw off your whole shit. And this is coming from someone that, like, I know how to do flips and shit, right? Like, if I used to like try to learn different flips, and like if anything goes wrong with a certain backflip or a 360 or whatever, like you don't turn your head all the way, or you get kind of psyched out, so you turn your head the opposite way, and all of a sudden you're falling straight to the ground, bro. So imagine like being this high up in the air and messing up, you know what I'm saying, falling into the water. Like, that can be catastrophic, bro.
Instead of entering the water vertically, Chalibashvili struck the back of his head directly on the concrete platform. The sound of the impact echoed through the suddenly silent arena. His body fell limply into the pool. Blood immediately clouded the water around him. Fellow divers jumped in to assist as medical personnel rushed to the scene. Chalibashvili was unconscious when they pulled him from the water. A deep gash exposed his skull where it had struck the unyielding concrete. Paramedics stabilized his neck and applied pressure to the wound. His vital signs were weak, present as they loaded him into an ambulance. Doctors at the University of Alberta Hospital found that the impact had caused severe trauma to his brainstem and cerebellum.
That's the thing. Once you like, if you crack open your skull at all, I feel like that's like a 90% or more chance of you know, doing something to your brain, bro. Your brain is not too far from your skull. Like, your skull is the thing that's protecting it, you know?
Chalibashvili was placed on life support in the intensive care unit. For 9 days, he remained in a deep coma, showing no signs of neurological activity. Despite aggressive medical intervention, the damage was irreversible. His brain had been critically injured at the moment of impact. On August 7th, 1983, Sergei Chalibashvili's heart stopped beating. He died without ever regaining consciousness. His promising career in young life ended by a split-second miscalculation.
Wow, bro.
Collision with the...
That just shows how dangerous, you know, any sport is, but especially things like this where you're jumping from high lengths and doing flips and all that shit. Like, it's huge risk that you take, you know? Like, I get scared, like, when I go in the pool and stuff and I do backflips into the pool. Like, I always, like, purposely jump hella back, way more than... So I'll be on one corner and I'll end up in the middle of the pool because I'm too scared of, like, doing just a straight backflip.
On February 22nd, 1992, the crisp mountain air of Les Arcs, France, was filled with anticipation as athletes prepared for the speed skiing competition at the Albertville Winter Olympics. Bochete, a 27-year-old Swiss competitor, was among the favorites in this demonstration
cool name.
sport, where skiers regularly exceeded 125 miles per hour down specially prepared slopes. The morning was perfect for training.
125?
Clear visibility, firm snow conditions, minimal wind. Bochete and several teammates decided to take a warm-up run before the day's official practice. They set out on a marked trail adjacent to the competition course, building speed gradually as they descended. Bochete accelerated into a gentle depression in the slope, his body in the aerodynamic tuck position that speed skiers use to minimize wind resistance. His specialized suit and helmet were designed for maximum velocity. At approximately 68 miles per hour, he approached a small rise in the terrain. As he crested the—
Bro, that has to feel so real, just literally going that fast. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're in a car or nothing. You're literally feeling the wind push against your skin and stuff. Or I know you have the suit on, so it's built for things like that, but it's just still, just like that feeling. Like, I don't know if you ever just went super fast on a bike before. You went, hell, you know, down the hill, you're going super fast. Like, there's a certain feeling you get where it's like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? You kind of get a little nervousness in your stomach and shit. Like, I just can't imagine. On like snow on a mountain and stuff too.
Bochete had no time to react. Snowcat, a large machine used for grooming ski slopes, was parked directly in his path. The machine had been maintaining a service road that intersected with the training run. No warning signs or barriers had been placed to alert skiers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Usually there's a whole bunch of signs, a whole bunch of, you know, construction warnings, nothing. He just literally he saw the truck and that was it.
The impact was devastating. Bochete's body struck the metal vehicle with tremendous force.
Oh my god.
His momentum carried him into the machine's steel frame and treads. The sound of the collision alerted nearby skiers and course workers, who rushed to the scene. Medical personnel arrived within minutes, but there was nothing they could do. The trauma to Bochete's head, chest, and internal organs was immediate and fatal. The impact had caused massive internal hemorrhaging and multiple compound fractures.
That's crazy. Like, I feel like that's on the people that are doing the construction or whatever. Like, how do you not have signs and stuff, you know, especially if you know you're on a training trail, bro? Like, what the fuck? How is there no sign, no nothing?
Instantly upon collision, spectators and fellow competitors gathered at the scene, many in tears as news of the accident spread. Olympic officials quickly announced the postponement of all speed skiing events. Flags at the Olympic venues were lowered to half-mast. An investigation later revealed critical failures in communication between course officials and maintenance crews. The Snowcat operator had no radio contact with event coordinators and was unaware athletes would be using the training run that morning.
I just don't get how they're unaware, bro. Like, they don't know where they're working. They just went somewhere and just like, all right, fuck it. Like, I don't know. That's just so weird. You know what I'm saying? If I know I'm going anywhere where there's potentially, like, you know, people going down the hill and the slide or the snow or whatever, like, how do they not even think in their head, like, wait, maybe this is a trail or something. Maybe we should just get in contact with the people and see, you know, if people are going to come down here so we know we're in the clear first. Like, that should just be an automatic requirement.
On March 15th, 1971, a modest crowd gathered in the small Belgian town of RICHLEV to watch a local cycling race. Montserrat, the reigning world champion, stood out immediately in his distinctive rainbow jersey, the coveted garment awarded only to world champions. At just 22 years old, he was already considered one of cycling's brightest stars.
Bro was young.
The race was a minor event on the Belgian calendar, nothing like the major classics or grand tours where Montserrat normally competed. For him, it was a chance to build form early in the season while racing close to home. The 10-kilometer circuit wound through narrow country roads lined with spectators enjoying the first hints of spring. Montserrat quickly established himself at the front of the race. His powerful pedal stroke and professional positioning in the peloton made him easy to spot, even without the distinctive jersey. As he approached the 4th kilometer of the course, he was riding confidently near the front of a small breakaway group. The road ahead appeared clear. Race marshals had blocked most intersections, but not all local residents had been properly notified about road closures. A small British-made car suddenly appeared on the course, driven by an elderly man who was unaware of the ongoing race. The vehicle moved directly into the path of the oncoming cyclists. Other riders swerved frantically. Montserrat, positioned on the outside of the group, had nowhere to go. His bicycle struck the car's front bumper at approximately 30 miles per hour. The impact launched him over the handlebars. Montserrat's body hit the windshield before being thrown onto the asphalt. His helmet, basic leather protection by modern standards, provided minimal protection. Spectators screamed as they witnessed the world champion lying motionless on the pavement. Blood pooled beneath his head.
Yeah, man, he basically kind of got unlucky too, bro. Just being on that side of everybody, and he was the one to go. Like, imagine if he was just behind everybody, then nobody would have got hurt, but he was just the one to get hurt, bro. That fucking sucks, bro.
Medical assistance arrived within minutes. A doctor from the crowd immediately began resuscitation efforts as race officials radioed for an ambulance. Despite their desperate attempts, Montserrat's injuries were too severe. The impact had caused severe trauma to his skull and cervical spine.
Damn, that's where it goes.
At 4:15 p.m., less than 30 minutes after the collision, Jean-Pierre Montserrat was pronounced dead at the scene. The rainbow jersey,
Wow,
cycling's
bro.
most prestigious symbol, was stained with the blood of its youngest champion.
That's actually crazy. And it's crazy to think that the last 2 deaths were basically, you know, just test runs for the, you know, not even during the actual event or nothing, just literally for them to improve their skills or just go through a little training phase, like, and they just literally die from it, bro. That's sad.
Miscalculation. On July 14th,
Heat
1912,
miscalculation.
spectators gathered along the marathon route at the Stockholm Olympics. Lazaro, a 2012
This nigga got ribbons on his dick?
spectators gathered
Am I
along the
tripping?
marathon route at the Stockholm Olympics.
Why he got ribbons on his... Never mind, bro. It is what it is.
A 21-year-old Portuguese runner was among the 68
Portuguese.
competitors prepared to tackle the 26.2-mile course. The weather conditions were
Shout out to
unusually
y'all,
brutal
I mean.
for Sweden. Temperatures reached 89 degrees Fahrenheit with high humidity and no cloud cover. Before the race, Lazaro made a critical decision based on faulty medical understanding of the time. He covered large portions of his body with a thick layer of suet, animal fat typically used for cooking.
Oh, wait. Didn't we see a certain story like this, too? I could have sworn we saw this in a different video. Where it, like, you know what I'm saying, basically made them overheat
This among
and
some
die.
athletes who believed it would prevent sunburn and reduce water loss through the skin. At
That's
1:45
crazy.
p.m., the marathon began. Lazaro started conservatively, settling into a steady rhythm as the pack made its way through Stockholm's streets. Spectators noted his determined expression as he passed the early checkpoints. For the first 10 kilometers, he appeared strong and composed. As the race progressed, the temperature continued to climb. By the 25-kilometer mark, many runners were showing visible signs of heat distress. Lazaro began to
Sheesh.
struggle. His pace slowed. Witnesses reported seeing him stagger slightly, his gait becoming irregular. The suet coating, rather than protecting him, was preventing his body from cooling through natural perspiration. At the 30-kilometer mark,
Yeah,
near the
I
town
heard
of
something like this
Sollentuna,
before.
Lazaro suddenly veered to the side of the road. His legs buckled beneath him. He collapsed onto the dusty surface, unconscious. Race officials and medical personnel rushed to his aid. His skin was alarmingly hot to the touch, yet completely dry. Doctors at the scene recognized the symptoms of severe hyperthermia.
Yeah,
Lazaro's
that's
core
what it was.
temperature had risen to dangerous levels. His pulse was
Crazy.
rapid but weak. Despite having water poured over him and being transported quickly to a nearby medical facility, his condition deteriorated rapidly. For several hours, medical staff fought to lower his temperature and restore fluid balance. His organs began shutting down one by one as the accumulated heat damage.
Yeah, that's the thing, bro. Once the internal, you know, things start going wrong, that's when you like have like very, very low chance of just recovering from things, bro. You know, because hypothermia, you know, your body goes into shock and then the organs just start working. Just certain things stop working that are essential for living, and that's just it, bro. Like, there's not really much you could do externally.
Spread throughout his system. His heart, already strained from the race, could not sustain the additional stress. At 7:30 a.m.
That's
the
crazy,
following
bro.
day, Francisco Lazaro died without regaining consciousness. He became the first athlete to die during competition in the modern Olympic Games.
Yeah, I remember this story, bro. I can't remember what video specifically. Wait, was it the Olympic deaths? I'm pretty sure there was Olympic deaths video. 'Cause this is an Olympic heat miscalculation. I'm pretty sure.
Revealed extreme dehydration and electrolyte imbalances that led to multiple organ failure. If you want to see...
Isn't that insane, chat? That like, it almost feels like we have an unfair advantage. Like, people from the past, if they could somehow see us right now, they'd be like, bro, you guys are spoiled brats, bro. You literally have, you know, all the answers to everything, the research and stuff. Obviously, I mean, nowadays there's a lot of misinformation if you look on the wrong places, but if you actually do research correctly, you know what I'm saying, like an intelligent human being, you can really find real answers to pretty much any question you ask. So obviously, you know, they recommend to not, you know, diagnose yourself with anything. You don't just search on Google like this, that, but you can get ideas of things, you know, you get ideas from it, and then you go to a professional, and now you can have a better understanding, a better conversation on, you know, what you two are talking about, instead of just only relying on what the doctor says and stuff. You can have your own kind of thing and then just bounce back and forth, take the professional's advice and just move on, bro. But yeah, like, people in the past didn't have that, and they're like going off of misinformation almost, and you know, they think that the oil or whatever they're putting on them is gonna help them, and in turn it literally cause their death. And that's just insane to me, bro. Like, we have so much protocols, so much, like I said, research and everything to prevent things like that. Still, things happen, you know, nowadays, but hey, we're like at a way more advantage, you know, like we know better than to do these things, you know. Yeah, that's insane, bro. I love watching videos like this. Shout out Painful Explainer, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.